All right, yesterday we learned about 45, 45, 90 triangles. Boys, focus please. Your warm-up says find the missing side using the special right triangles pattern. So when you're looking at this, you cannot apply this rule to any single triangle. It has to be a 45, 45, 90 triangle. So the first one's real nice. They actually just straight up told you it was 45 degrees. If this is 45 degrees, what is angle O? 45 degrees. So for angle O, everybody, can you please put 45 degrees? Okay. So if I know DO is 16 square roots of 2, what is OG? Just 16. Remember, you just pull that number in front of the square root of 2. And then what's DG? 16 as well, because remember, they are the same because my angles are the same. And that's the answer. So those of you that were absent yesterday, that is basically what you missed. All right, number 2 does not have 45s anywhere. Oh, by the way, I think this is different. Y'all says measure of angle W first, and then what does the second one say? OW, and then the third one? CW. Thank you. Okay. I don't know why mine is wrong. All right, so it has no degrees anywhere. How do you know what the degrees are? Because the sides are the same. If you have the tick marks the same, what can I do to these angles? Make them each 45, because you know they're going to be the same. So then what is angle W? 45 degrees. Now, this is kind of obvious today because we're kind of reviewing yesterday, but would it be obvious if you had a test of a bunch of triangles and some of them didn't have the tick marks? So just be careful with that. All right? You don't need your laptops open, so please shut them. Shut them, shut them, shut them. You don't need them. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, OW. What is OW going to be right here? Well, first off, let's do CW first. What's CW on the bottom? 5, because they're the same. It literally has tick marks. So now what is OW going to be? 5 square root of 2. For my people that were absent yesterday, it is always going to be the square root of 2 right there. You're always multiplying by square root of 2. And that's your answer. That's what we did yesterday. If you can please put that away. And again, your laptop should be shut. I want you to look up. Yesterday, I gave you a bunch of what shapes? We did a bunch of squares. Do y'all agree? And don't you agree with the squares? I did the diagonal of them. Today, we're going to be talking about equilateral triangles. So, I need y'all to look up. This is not going to be on your paper. I have an equilateral triangle here, and I'm going to say that this side is 12. If this side is 12, what do I know about all my sides? 12. Do y'all agree? All the sides are going to be 12? Right? Now, what do I know about all the angles of an equilateral triangle? What are they? Do y'all remember we talked a little bit about Illuminati? 60, 60, 60? Does everybody agree this is now an equilateral triangle proven? Today, instead of doing the diagonal of a square, we are going to be doing the height of an equilateral triangle. So I want to know how tall is this equilateral triangle? Well, do you agree I could fold this in half, and that would basically be what is this side right here? Do y'all agree that's the same thing as what I just highlighted over there? And since I just did that, if this whole bottom is 12, what happens to the bottom down here? What is this now? 6. Why? Because it's half of it. Do y'all agree? 6 and 6. And if I know this is 12 and this is 6, how can I find this side right here? Louder? How can I find this side right here? No? No. How do you find the side of a missing triangle? Huh? How do we find the side of a missing triangle? I'm looking for a vocabulary word. Pythagorean theorem. I can do Pythagorean theorem. C squared equals A squared plus B squared. By the way, this is 90. That is 60. What's this angle up here since I folded it? It was 60, but now that I folded it in half, what's it going to be? 30. And do you agree that I already have, across from the 90, I already have my C? I don't know what this is, so I'm going to call that B. And what did we learn? It's been like almost 2 weeks. What did we learn to do when you're looking for B? And then what do I have to do to my other two numbers? What am I going to do with the 12 squared and the 6 squared? Nope. Subtract them. Because I'm looking for B, I subtract them. And that's going to give me 12 squared minus 6 squared, which is 144 minus 36, which is 108. And if I had time today, I would have you sit here. I mean, we do kind of have time. But could I sit here and divide this by all my perfect squares to see what I get? Does it divide by 100? No. Does it divide by 81? No. 64, 49, 36. And it is 36 and 3. And what is 36, the square root of 36? What is the square root of 36? 6 square roots of 3 is the answer. And then I could do this again. I have another triangle. I could make this 8. If I make all the sides 8, how do I find the height of this triangle? What's this going to be right here? 4. How am I going to find this height right here? Do you agree I'm going to do the same thing? I'm going to do C squared equals A squared plus B squared. And I'm telling you right now, if I were to do all that work, I would get 4 square roots of 3. And then if I have another triangle, and what if I made this 4? And I wanted to find the height of this equilateral triangle, what would this down here be? 2, because I cut it in half. Does anybody want to guess what the height of this equilateral triangle is going to be? 2 to the square root of 3. And now I need everybody to look up and look at my 3 triangles. What pattern do you notice for all of them? They all have a square root of 3 on the height. What else do you notice from this side to this side on all of them? 12 to 6, 8 to 4, 4 to 2. It's half. Again, could you do all this work every single time? Yeah, absolutely, if you wanted to do all that. But what I'm showing you today is a shortcut. It's a trick so you don't have to do all of this. This trick only works with 30, 60, 90 triangles, which comes from an equilateral triangle. So, I just want y'all to look up, please. What are you going to guess this x is if I have 6 and 3? 3 square root of 3. What about this one? I have 8 and 4. What's this one going to be? 4 square root of 3. So do you see my pattern? All right. So if you can please grab your notes that you picked up today and fold them just kind of like we did yesterday. Jerry, you with me? Enrique, you with me? All right. Grab your notes and fold them. I have a right. What kind of triangle is this? I have 30 and 60, 90. Are any of those the same? No. So this is a right scalene triangle. And remember, these 30, 60, 90 triangles are created by finding the height of an equilateral triangle. Please write that down. What we're doing today can get confusing. I'm looking at y'all. I can tell y'all are exhausted and tired. Please stay with me. You're just copying notes for the most part today. Okay? What we're doing today can get a little bit confusing. Hopefully, after the third one, though, it'll start making sense. So give me 3 examples before you start asking a ton of questions. Hopefully, by the third one, I'll answer your question. Now, I want to call this diagonal 2x. Can everybody put 2x right there? Don't be taking things from me. Put it back. That's not even your seat. I have 2x right here. What did we do to find that bottom side? Divide it by, what's 2x divided by 2? Just x. So this side's going to be x. And what did we do to the height? What did my height always have? Louder? The square root of? So it's going to be x square root of 3. Now, if you open up, you're going to see, am I always going to give you triangles the same way? No. And on your practice sheet, I even turn triangles every which way for y'all. So because of that, I'm actually going to have you do a chart on every problem. Your chart is going to look like this: 30, 60, 90. What is across from the 30? X. What's across from the 60? X square root of 3. And what's across from the 90? 2x. By the way, just so y'all know, this 30 we call the short leg. Because don't you agree across from the 30 is going to be the shortest side? Because that's the smallest angle. The 60 we call the long leg. And then 90 is our C, our hypotenuse. Write it down, please. So what if I tell you x is 10? Here's how we fill in our chart. If x is 10, what's going to go in my middle column? 10 square root of 3. And where am I going to put that on my chart? Across from the 60. Write it down, Uriel. How do I find my last column? What do I do from here to here? Multiply by 2. What's 10 times 2? 20. And that's literally what we are doing today. We are going to fill in the chart, and then we are going to write it on your triangle. I believe I'm going to give you this chart every time, a blank chart like this. By the end of today, you will have done this chart 15 times. Y'all will get good at it. But just in case you don't, I'm going to give you the chart every time. Okay? Even on the test. Please open up your notes. Make sure you have this chart written down. It's going to help you on your assessment. It's going to help you on everything. Jocelyn, you got it? Okay. All right. Open up, please. Number 1. Do you see how it has a 30 and a 60 and a 90? If you see 30, 60, 90 right away, you need to be making a chart. Write it down. What did I give you? What am I giving you? 11. What is 11 across from? The 30. So the 11 goes in the 30 column because it is across from the 30. Now, I don't care about the picture. The picture doesn't matter right now. Can you fill out the rest of this chart? What goes in the middle column? 11 square root of 3. Why 22? Multiply by 2. 11 times 2 is 22. Is the chart really that easy to fill out? Yeah, every time. But now you have to go back and put it in the right spot. What is A and which one's B? And how do you know? What's A across from? The 60. What's in the 60 column? 11 square root of 3. What's B across from? The 90, so it is 22. Do I have any questions yet? Number 2. Do you see 30, 60, and 90 in number 2? No. What do you see? Just the 7, but what about inside? I see 2A and A. If you see 2A and A, that is a 30, 60, 90. Why? If A is 30, can everybody put a 30 where A is? What's 2A? What's 2 times 30? 60. So it is a 30, 60, 90 triangle. And so then I need to do my chart. And what did I give you? 7. I gave you 7. Where? Across from the 30. So everybody put 7 in your 30-degree column. Can you fill out the rest of this chart? What goes in the middle? Am I going too fast? And what goes on the end? 7 times 2 is 14. Jocelyn, you with me? Jocelyn, pick your head up off the desk. Yep, sit up. It'll help you stay up. Now, last thing you got to do is put it where it goes on the triangle. What's going to go down here? What is this across from? 60. So what's going to go down there? What's in my 60 column? And then what's going to go on the diagonal? 14, because that's across from my 90. Do I have any questions? Number 3. Number 3, I want you to try on your own. Go. Fill in the 60 right here. That'll help you. And make your chart. What did I give you? What is it across from? And then put it on the triangle. So I gave you 13 square roots of 3. What is it across from? 60. So this right here is across from the 60. So I'm going to put that in the 60 column. And if that goes in my 60 column, what is x?
13.
Just the number in front of it, 13. Because x is that number right in front of square root of 3. So across from the 30, I'm going to put the 13. And then how do I find out that last column? What is 13 times 2? 26. So from here, I just times 2. 26. What questions can I answer? I told y'all give me 3 times. If you still are a little iffy, what questions can I answer for y'all? Nothing? We're going to get 100 on the worksheet in a minute? Yeah? Number 4 is a little bit different, but it's actually what we started off with and what we did. These are 8, 8, and 8. What can I add to this picture? Do you agree at the bottom would be 4 and 4 then? And I can kind of erase that 8. Y'all agree with that? Mm-hmm. What about the angles? Be careful. Where do I put what? Nope. What are all the angles of an equilateral triangle? 60, 60. And this one up here is split into 2, so what's it going to be? 30, 30. These are the same triangles. You really only need to do one side. Like you could kind of cross this out if you wanted to. I'm writing my chart. And I already have, across from the 90, what do I have? 8. But I even already figured out what was across from the 30. What's the only thing I'm missing? The middle one. What's going to go in the middle? 4 square root of 3. The biggest part I see people mess up on this one right here is they mix the 30 and the 60 up. So just be careful. Alright, you should have glue at your table. We are gluing this on to page 44. Please glue this on to page 44. If you don't see glue, look around, look on the bottom. Make sure it's not from on the floor between them. I think Johnson, can you pass back that glue and then we'll let you go? Did everybody get a paper? Does this kind of look like yesterday's paper? Yeah, I put one over there, Jazz. Sorry. Y'all good? Okay. Oh, you have to turn it in? Oh, okay. Well, let's do this one real quick. I'm only going to do 2 problems, and then I'm going to point out some things. So please make sure you're paying, I'm going to do 3 problems. Please make sure you're paying attention. I'm going to do number, I'll do number 4 with you. Number 3, real quick, we talked about it already, but A and 2A, which one's which? 2A is 60, A is 30. Please fix that on number 3 so you don't mix those up. Number 4 we're going to do together. I have A and half A. Which one's going to be which? A is 60 this time. What's half of 60? 30. Can everybody fix that on number 4? And then we are going to do this one together. So I'm going to draw my chart right up here. Somebody asked me last period, Miss Olivares, do I have to write the x squared of 3, and the 2x every single time? I mean, if you're getting it right, no, you can just go ahead and fill it in. I'm doing it to help y'all. So if you need it and it's helping you, keep doing it. But if you feel like you don't need it, then you don't have to. What did I give you this time? 4. And what do we know about 4? It is across from the 90. So everybody please put 4 in the 90 column. We did not do one where I gave you the 90 column. How do I do this? Can I go backwards to find x? Divide by what? 2. What is 4 divided by 2? 2. So across from the 30 is a 2. And then what's going to go in the middle column? 2 square root of 3. And that's going to go across from the 60. And we're done. I'm also going to do number 7. Number 7 has 30, so I'm going to put 60. And I gave you 8 square roots of 6. Where is 8 square root of 6? Across from what? 90. So I'm going to put 8 square root of 6 across from the 90. How do I get to x? Divide by 2. Isn't that what we did right here? We divided by 2. I'm going to divide by 2. Everybody look up. Look up. I'm not dividing by any square roots right here, so I'm not going to touch that square root. Just mess with the 8. What is 8 divided by 2? So this is 4 square root of 6. By the way, you are not going to have anything this complicated on your test. How do I do this right here? What is this going to become? It's going to be 4 square root of 6 square root of 3. What is 4 square root of 6 square root of 3? Multiply these two. What is 6 times 3? So this is 4 square root of 18. And those are your answers. Number 8. 8 is a bonus. I'm not going to make you do it, but if you want to, you can. All right? Everybody turn over to the back, please. Everybody turn over to the back. On the back, you have to read the top. What does it tell you is the 30 degrees? A. So can everybody write 30 degrees on all of the A's? Everybody write 30 degrees on all of these. And then make sure you're just labeling it correctly like it says. BC is 9. AB is 20. Make sure you're putting them in the right spot. AC is 4 squared root of 3. AC is 6 squared root of 3. Number 14 is also a bonus. You do not have to do number 14, but you can. Y'all have 20 minutes to get this worksheet done and turn it in. 14 and 8 are bonuses. Go. You can move, work together, work by yourself. It's up to you.